Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel and Shayna's channel and Alexis's channel and Jamie's channel. What is going on tonight is Wednesday night, so you guys know that we are here for single soulmates, and this is the Queen's panel. And if you guys don't know, we have the King's panel tomorrow night, and the same questions and topics that we're going to be discussing tonight, we're going to be discussing tomorrow's night. So tonight you get it from a woman's point of view perspective, and tomorrow night you'll get it from a man's point of view, a man's perspective. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. You guys know I like to go around the room, have everyone introduce themselves. Also, too, let the people know where they have seen your face before. Let them know your socials, where they can follow you on social media, and also any websites or podcasts that you would like to promote. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with Alexis.
Hey everyone, you are on my YouTube channel right now currently. So if you're on none of the other ones, I'm Alexis Grace. You can follow me here on YouTube. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alexis Grace W. You may have seen me on Married at First Sight, or just on Instagram creating content or creating shenanigans and wild stuff. But I'm glad to be here.
Tequila.
Hi, I am Tequila. You may have seen me on Ready to Love Dallas Season 8. You can follow me on all social handles at _Tequila. That's it. That's all.
Shayna.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm Shayna. I'm on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Shayna _MCD. And same with Instagram, TikTok. So make sure to follow me there.
And Jamie?
Yes, what's going on, y'all? You've seen me on this panel and maybe on my YouTube, maybe on Instagram with my shenanigans. Okay. And you can follow me here on Instagram. You can also find me here on YouTube. I am a life coach. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sassy Method. And yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go ahead and begin. So my question to you is, do y'all watch the men's panel and see what and if not, that's absolutely fine, but do y'all sometimes watch what they have to say from what you guys had to say? No?
I watch it.
What do you think about how they respond compared to like how we respond? Because it be sometimes completely different, and I just be like, oh,
way different. Last week I said in the chat, I was like, we were PG compared to the men. The men were like rated R. We were PG.
Yeah, it was.
Do it.
Yeah, it's like with Marvin there. Yeah, definitely.
And I was
absolutely. It's gonna be rated R with Marvin.
Honey, it was more like TVMA.
Oh. Even on the panel last night, y'all were getting a little explicit. I'm like, well. But that episode was a little, they said freaky, and it was freaky.
The good, the bad, and the freaky, like in real life. So I literally was watching the episode back because I take extensive notes, especially during the panel. And I just was like, how am I gonna do this episode? Because it was a lot. Like it was
without getting shut down, striked, and everything else.
Yeah, it was a lot. And with that episode, I had no choice but to discuss those things because it was the episode. So anyway, we're talking about Ready to Love, if you guys don't know. But anyway, okay, yeah. Oh, God, look. April Gay said a whole different perspective in real life. All right, so I just wanted to know, I know I asked the guys this, I think last season, but I didn't ask them this season, so I'm definitely going to ask them tomorrow. There's like a echo. I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to find out. Tequila, it's you. So I'm going to put you on mute for right now. Yeah, until you're ready to speak or whatever. So just to let you know. All right, guys, let me read this. Yep, I got it, Shayna. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, and I don't know. I never introduce myself or whatever, but just to let you guys know, my name is Miss Sabrina So. You probably have seen me on Ready to Love DC. You can follow me on all platforms at Miss Sabrina So. I'm on Threads. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, definitely. But in real life, just subscribe to my YouTube because this is where I be for real. This is where my home is. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Shout out to my soulmates in the chat. Make sure you click the thumbs up. on my channel, on Alexis's channel, on Jamie's channel, on Shayna's channel. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. It is free 99 in the words of Really Be TV. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And Really Be TV is another YouTube content creator. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. The very first question. Okay, so I go through all 4 questions and then we discuss them. So just to let you guys know that are here, know what we're going to be talking about. So number 1, and my soulmates already know because I've already posted the questions on my membership channel. So the first one is if someone you were interested in turned you down before and then later on they changed their mind about you and wanted to give you a chance, would you? That is a soulmate question that was given to me in my inbox on Instagram. The second one is how soon is too soon to bring up intimacy when dating? Number 3 is, do you believe in gender roles? Number 4 is, do you practice the 90-day rule? Why or why not? So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the very first one, if someone you were interested in, you done went to Michael Child. Hey, Michael, you know I'm feeling you right. He like, yeah, well, I'm not really feeling you. Like, you cool or whatever, but like, I'm going to friend zone you. I'm not really feeling you. Like, cool or whatever. Like, you cute or whatever, but I'm good. And then like a year later, he like, Alexis, like Shayna girl, like Jamie, that blonde. Oh, I don't know. Like Tequila, what's up? You know I done seen you on the show, right? You know what I'm saying? I know when I had said no to you and you wasn't on the show, but now you done been on TV, Tequila. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to know, like, what's up? Like we going out or what? Like what y'all doing?
I feel like it's one of those, what are your intentions? Because if it's really one of those, back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, you all on me, you could keep going. You could keep moving. But
I echo that.
But I feel like pride. My pride is personally like, hell no. I don't want no parts. You can stay gone, whatever. But once I kind of like get down to what really might happen, I don't know. People in different seasons might mature. Things might change. Both of you guys might be different people at different times. So it just depends. And I feel like that's a cop-out answer, but that's what came to mind.
Yep.
I probably wouldn't approach a man, so he wouldn't be able to come back around because I would have never said anything in the first place. If he didn't catch that eye contact, then it wasn't meant to be.
But what if he came to you? Like in this scenario, what if you went to him first, but then he came back to you?
I'm gonna go to him first. I might look at him from across the room. If he didn't catch that, does that count as me talking to him first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go with his move.
Okay.
So,
if I looked at him from across the room and then he came back, then okay, maybe.
This kind of reminds me of the spin the block question a little bit, just because, you know, Shayna, I'm kind of like you. I'm not too much into approaching men, but I will, you know, make certain things known, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for me, no, I'm really big on, and it might be my pride too. And I'm okay with that because the way I feel about myself and the way I see myself and know myself, now I understand they may not know, but I just feel like it's people's individual jobs to get it. If you see this and I'm giving you an option or a chance, or I'm interested, or I'm open at any little level, and you reject that, I kind of don't trust the way you move at that point. Not with me anyway. I wouldn't feel safe with you. It would invite a level of insecurity in me because it's just like, you know, you a flip flopper. Like, I don't know what you was really. I can't read it. You know, I'm very airy, but I'm also very logical, and that just doesn't make sense to me. So, if it was a no for you in one season, let it be that no. I don't know why. Because what is it going to be? So, in the next season, it's a yes, and then another season going to come around, and you're going to feel a different way. I'm not into it. I can't. If you said no, it's no. Do you play it? I'm good. I'm Gucci.
I can't wait to see what the men have to say about this.
Oh,
Coming in that DM over and over again.
yeah, no.
But you know what they say, and let me know if you guys heard this. I've read several times, like they tell women, if that man who's been pursuing you that you didn't give a chance, you finally give a chance, like don't do that because he's pretty much going to dog you out.
Yeah. He wants you to stay back. That's been my experience. I'm like, I forgot about. I didn't realize you've been trying to talk to me for 10 years. Worst relationship ever.
Yeah.
No, I've never had that experience. All the people that been, not all, glory. Like, who am I? But anyway,
I was like, girl, you're living.
right. I meant to say the one or two people have been pursuing me for like a long time, but whatever. Once I did give them a chance, they've been all in. Like, I ain't gonna blow it. And I'm blessed to have that experience. But in this scenario, I'm thinking of it both ends. Because have y'all ever met somebody? I'm thinking of like somebody approaches me. They don't got all their stuff together, but you see potential. And I'm at the point in my life where you can't do nothing with potential. You got to come to me ready. You get what I'm saying? But being like, this is the other side. They come to me. I see the potential. And I'm like, no, I'm sending you on your way. Maybe 5 years pass and they've stepped their game up. Me being the professional woman I am, maybe at one point we cross paths and we become and kindle something. I see that scenario working out fine. And it's really the same scenario.
Yeah.
I don't know. What y'all think?
What you think,
different seasons, but I hear you.
Mm-hmm. And I think each situation, like it just depends on the season. It depends on the situation. It depends on the people. Like, I feel like timing is everything. Like, the universe is always working. Like, it's a reason why maybe it didn't happen before and maybe it's happening now. You know what I mean? And I just feel like every situation is different. I feel like that maybe some exploration could happen and maybe should happen. And just to kind of see, like you said, Alexis, like, why are you here? Like, who sent you? Like, I need a little bit more information. Like, first, let me see how this is going to show up and not necessarily be like, nah, like, you turned me down. Like, maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe he was in the space where he didn't feel like he could and give you what you needed. You know what I mean? And I've actually heard Crystal XO on her channel. She talked about like a previous relationship that she had, and the guy, excuse me, her and the guy, they were together, but he pretty much, I want to say that this was the situation, like he pretty much told her like, I can't marry you. Maybe it was a whole nother YouTuber, I don't remember, but it was a story I heard where the guy told her like, I can't, you're a great woman, you deserve everything, but I can't give you what you need right now. And I want to say it was her. And she says that she was so grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe as life goes on, he like, look, I done got my career straight now. You know what I'm saying? I done got my doctorate. I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to have kids. I'm done with the streets. So you just never know. So that's just my perspective on it. So, you know, everybody kind of thinks differently, but yeah.
So it depends on the circumstances.
Absolutely. Just, you know, how I would think, but I don't think like that anymore because, you know, I'm anyway. Okay.
But you know, the way you said it, Sabrina.
What if you gave him the opportunity and then he did, you know, he love bombed you at first. You're like, this is great. Like, I should have gave you a chance years ago. And then it goes south. Are you going to have regrets? Like, oh my gosh, I should have learned from the first time.
Never have regrets and always have discernment.
I only have regrets when I knew better. So it's
Right.
that intuition. When I knew better, I do be regretting and then I get over that. But you know, the scenario that you said, Sabrina, I kind of don't really, maybe when I'm hearing rejection, I'm thinking differently than an adult communicating that, hey, I'm not ready, blah, blah, blah. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That is very adult. That is kindness. That is compassion. And then it depends on how they do that. You know, how do they disappear from your life? Because I've had, you know, different scenarios, and sometimes the man's exit or what he thinks he's doing and the way it's like, you didn't hear me at all because I said don't do that. And now here you are doing it. So respectfully, never call my phone again. Or you know what I mean? Or let me just block you. So it just depends on the communication. I think there's plenty of communication available for that type of exit that you were talking about. And that's not so bad. That's not so bad. I don't know about it because I don't know how I feel about the timing thing. The timing is the timing. The universe wouldn't have brought it at all if the timing thing makes me feel a little weird. Haven't been really big on letting people go because of the timing. Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, I get it. Because 15 years ago, Sabrina, if you would have asked me that question, I'd have been like, oh, he's short. Like, He should have got this when he had the opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, so he'll never get that. You know what I mean? Like that's me 15 years ago, but me now try to be like, let me really think this through. You know what I'm saying? So
if you both have grown in time, then yes. But if it's just like, hey, I'm interested, and you're like, no, I don't want you, then never come around here again, please. Respectfully.
Yeah, absolutely. Facts. All right. So, any final words? If someone you were interested in turned you down and they changed their mind later, would you give them a chance? Any final words? Anything you want to add? All right.
Just what came to mind really quick. My pastor was saying on Sunday that men don't exit your life. They go on like a temporary pause and like check back in every once in a while and do that type of thing. And that's what came to mind with this, to where it's like, what type of situation is it too? So just overall, like the discernment piece that you were talking about, Sabrina, and really just having that ability and based on the way you exited and the way you're coming back in.
Yeah, I don't like that pause and come back, because during the pause, like, I'm a whole woman. You think I'm gonna marry a man that doesn't have enough to check on my well-being?
Yeah.
I can't even consider you. What is a pause? That's rude. There's other people in your life that you love. You ain't putting them on no pause. Don't pause me. I'm a pauser. I am a living, breathing thing. And you don't know, people, we're under the arrogant assumption that everybody just gonna live and live and live. You don't know if the last time you talk to me is gonna be like, no. I don't like when men do that. You could just stay paused, eject the VC from the VCR.
That part.
It feels like, okay, you're just coming back just to see if you can.
Yeah,
or
whatever weird reason.
That's it.
And that married thing, like if you tell me I can't marry you, and then it's like, I'm ready now, please, you're not gonna embarrass me again. We got all the way to that point. I don't think so.
Exactly. Hey, Stacey B. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, ladies. Hey, y'all. Y'all know I've been trying to get this together. I feel like one of my kids was playing Roblox and something, and I got a virus on my computer because, like, for the last couple of times, Sabrina, you know, like every time I try to log in, it's like blocking me, and it's like you have malware. So I just download. I have to do a whole like factory reset.
Oh, I'm sorry you have to go through that. Roblox is usually pretty good too. Like,
I don't know if it's Roblox. I don't know or if it's the hood. Which one is with the hood? They got a whole one with the hood. I don't know.
Grand Theft Auto?
No, it's another one.
Sims?
Maybe the Sims. Well, some adult done slid something in with the kids, and now my stuff is slow. It keeps kicking me off. I don't know. Like the last couple, I'm normally a solid. The last couple of times I've tried to log on, it's just spinning.
Well, I'm glad you together. I'm glad.
But I was listening to y'all. I miss you too. I was listening to y'all. You said ain't no spin the block over here. You ain't keeping me on hold.
I was gonna say, what's your thoughts on it?
You know, sometimes we say one thing, we do other things. I'm just gonna bypass on that one.
No, that's not fair.
Hold on. No, you gotta answer the question. Did you answer the question? I'm so confused.
Well, okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like I do not co-sign to spin in the block. However, I saw something recently, and it says every 7 years, all of the cells in your body regenerate, like it's square one. So I feel like anything beyond 7 years, you're a new you and he's a new him. Like literally, it's new cells. It's not the same body that's touching you.
Is that like a board game?
So I feel like I can accept Nelly and Ashanti.
So if it was 5 years,
and I don't feel like it's spinning the block with them. I feel like, oh, we grew and now we met back. It's beyond 7 years. We're both new people. Literally, the cells on my finger, the person I touched you before, is not here anymore. Biologically.
That remind me of when I don't know if I can even say it, Sabrina, without getting struck down. When Drea said, "Oh, it's been however many years, my HOE phase is over with. Like my what she say?
Who said that? Drea?
Drea Michelle.
Yeah. Remember when she went on that interview and she, like years ago, and she was like, nope, it's been like 20 years or 10 years. Like my whole face is done. Like my past is behind me. And I was like, what?
I could see that because people change. You know what I mean?
They grow.
Yeah,
Well, you can
stages.
you can change, and it's like I feel like the whole phase is a like overrated, underrated phase. You know what I mean? Like people put so much emphasis on the whole part and not enough emphasis on the phase part. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's a woman and you're trying to explore yourself, your options, figure out what works for you, you know, working your way sexually through emotional trauma, trying to be the winner here, you know, through whatever you're going through, we some hoes. But let somebody else do it and they winning.
Right.
Like it's so crazy to me. That is crazy to me because like how does Drea have a whole phase in her history, but some of these other girls, they just hoeing and they popular with it. Let's go tap that.
I think the distinction is like the shame in it. Because if you own it and you're just like, it's not, I'm who I am. I'm a sexually active person and I'm an adult. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. So I think when you get to that language of whole phase, it shows some of your shame and it becomes a mirror in the conversation because it's just like, you don't have to call it that. You can be like, yeah, I slept with those men throughout my 20s. And that's what I did.
Right.
So I don't know.
I also feel like people put that on us. Like, it's not like we be like volunteering and stuff like, oh, I was hoeing last year. Like, it's only like when it's like this big conversation because summer 17 was an MF. I was coming off that divorce and I was with the same person since I was 19, baby. And I hit 30 since I was like, shit, I don't know anything about anything. Girl, I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that all I knew was the big deal.
That is something.
Stacey.
That's something for sure.
Oh, this is for Sabrina after hour, huh? Like, no. So y'all tell me this. I don't mean to like change our topic, Sabrina. Let me just ask you this question, ladies on the panel here. Wait, cover that baby ears. Wait. Or is that one of them little pretty fake babies that I saw on the internet this week?
He's sleepy. You don't have to worry about it. He not gonna hear it.
One of them people messed up my algorithm, and I thought I was looking at a real baby, and it was one of them fake babies. Jesus, they threw me. Anyway, this whole thing, like, you know, when people like hyping up like sizes and stuff, I be like, I have had incredibly great D-luck. Great.
Okay.
Wait, what was the question?
What was the question?
Like, when was it that you ladies found out that there was a difference?
When
I only know about one difference, and that's the one I'm with right now.
Sabrina, we ain't asking you. Like, when was and what did you do? Were you like, ooh, sorry, sir. I think my period just started. Like, what did y'all do?
I think as time has gone by, I've become more accepting. As time has gone by, I've become a little bit more accepting, but I was spoiled at the gate, very spoiled for a long time. I didn't understand the discussions of the other things because I was like, what are y'all talking about? I had a good run. And then it was like, oh, okay. Well. You know?
At the time.
We could work with it. I'm not
Sometimes you get blinded by your feelings for the person, so you're not even concerned with that.
For me personally, I can't agree with you, Shayna. I found out because I'm a thick girl, and if you're not equipped in certain areas, there's certain things you can't do. So for me, I was used to certain positions. And in this personal scenario, weren't able to do that. So that's when I was just like, oh, okay. So there is differences that matter. But that was one time, and hopefully that'll be that. So, you know,
Not spaghetti man getting lost in the sauce.
The booty cheeks be too big. The booty cheeks be too big. I don't think people understand that. Like, you need to look for a petite woman if you have that equipage. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's gone too far, but I swear that's really,
don't
that's
send them over here.
Right.
No for the petite. But Stacey, just to reiterate, so if it's 6 years, that's too soon. Like, that's a no. But 7 years is a safe point.
But I don't agree with that. Only biologically, you're absolutely correct. But unfortunately, humans are habitual, and the way that we think inform every cell in our body. So if you're not doing anything to transform your mind and to grow out of old habits, you still the same old G to me.
So you trying to tell me the brain cells don't fall off? It's only the rest of the body. Like, it stops at the neck. Everything else is new, but right here is some old shit.
Cognitive process.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because you repeating the same thing. We're habitual creatures. When stuff happens to us in a certain part of our time, we start to maneuver a certain way. That's why people talk about childhood trauma. That's why people are in therapy now. If we just became brand new every 7 years, there'd be no need for healing. We'd be like, oh my God, it's a new world. I don't even. But we have habitual things, and they absolutely do stay unless you remove and replace those. So it's more work than just letting time go by. But that's just my opinion.
Well, call me the Little Mermaid, because every 7 years, until I get me my forever man with his forever home, is a whole new world.
Cool.
It's hard to judge because the dating pool is so rough. So it's like sometimes people are familiar and they kind of go back after having bad experiences. So I can't judge.
Wow. Yes. Shout out to Trey Mack. Thank you for joining us
And for sharing.
And Black
So brave of you.
Those are the men in our chat that I know of right now tonight. So thank you guys for joining the ladies. Wow. So I don't even remember the question. Oh, thank God I got them written down because I. Okay, so any final thoughts on if someone you were interested in turns you down and later they change their mind, would you give them a chance? Are we done with that? All right. Stacy says X. No. All right, next question. How soon is too soon to bring up intimacy when dating? And intimacy, I mean by sex, but I don't really want to keep saying that word for YouTube purposes. So how soon is it too soon to bring up intimacy in dating?
I feel like if you're dating with intent, what's the problem? If you're dating to have fun, you know, like friends with benefits, whatever the situation may be, what's the problem? As you all know, I'm an open book, so I'm very open. There's no time frame with me.
Okay.
So first date, you're like, oh, it's cool. I know we just met.
No, it won't be right off the bat. We're going to have some drinks, you know, get comfortable with each other. It just really depends how the conversation goes. Like, if it's a good conversation and we're starting off on the right foot, then yes. If not, I mean, you know, when you're talking to somebody, you'll know within a certain time frame if you want to go on another date with them. So that's just me, though. I'm an open book, so.
So let me bring this up to Quilla, and also to, and I don't mean to cut you off, but this is just a quick insert because I wanted to talk about it because y'all know I do the panel reviews and I do the panel and the watch party for Ready to Love. Last episode was just the second episode of Ready to Love, which was the last season. And literally the whole episode, they talked about sucking toes. Lamar was like, you trying to go skinny dipping on the first day. He like, I like 3 thems and all this stuff. And I was like,
they didn't get no backlash. I got all the backlash for asking about a threesome on the first day.
Yeah.
And that was like towards the end of the night. It was like 8 hours had passed when I got to that question.
Yeah.
But it's this double standard for me because we were talking about whips, chains, swings, and everything else, booty whips, all this shit. But let you ask about a threesome, Lord have mercy.
Just hang me to the cross and crucify me. Yes,
girl.
That's why I was how do you feel about it? Like, is it too soon? I just feel like because I'm an open book too, and I know if I'm very comfortable with you, I'm gonna just say whatever.
Yes,
because that's just my personality. Like, I'm just a fun person. I don't be meaning no harm. If I offend you, my bad. But I'm never going to change who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Really what you get with us. Like,
I feel like we all adults.
Yeah, we grown.
Yeah. So many people were offended by the episode. They were like, "Oh my God, it was so much." I was like, come on now. Everybody want to act like saints out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and then you got Marvin who talks about booty fetishes. And I'm like, so I get in trouble, but Marvin get to be open.
Right, because of his background or whatever. Now, but and let me say this. So Trey Mack did say sometimes you have to read the room. That is true. Because if I am in a room with someone and I'm like, oh yeah, like let me button up the top.
Well, button. Of course, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my nail done came off. You know what I mean? So I got so it's like I completely understand and I completely get it. So I agree. I agree with that. But I'm sorry, let me let y'all talk.
I think for me, I have a little bit different concept because, like, I don't know, I don't know if anybody else can relate, but I've been sexualized a lot. And it may be how I dress, whatever it is. I know that sex talk can get in the way. Like the intimate conversations can get in the way, especially when you're dating initially. If you come out the door with that and that's the foundation of your conversation and what you're building, ideally a relationship on, that's like a red flag for me. I don't like it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. Like maybe a joke here, there, like I'm an adult, I can handle the conversation. But I feel like some people take it too far to where it's like, have we talked about anything else?
Agreed.
You know? So
I agree with you, Alexis. And another thing I do want to say is I don't lead with it. It comes later on in the conversation.
Okay.
So once when you get the basics out of the way and all that stuff, then then you go into a little bit deeper.
I'll piggyback off Alexis. That episode for me, I was like, the whole episode, it was even in the game, like in the questions, it came up. So I was like, it was too soon for me. Yeah. Because I don't even know, like we literally just met and it's like, hi, what's your name? Like, would you go skinny dipping? Like, what the hell? Who? Like, I'm like, I feel offended almost because why do you think that you can, I don't even know you. Why do you feel so comfortable asking me about that? We literally just met, or even the first date. Like I had to give you, if I'm not giving you any signs, like we're talking, like one conversation, I'm just gonna use it for reference. They were talking about their jobs, and I don't know if it was the way it was edited, but all of a sudden somebody started talking about a toy, and I was like, wait a minute, how did we get?
Yeah.
Oh my!
She spent $30,000 on her toy machine that shot out 10,000 kegels in a minute or something. I was like, I got Google. I don't even know what that is.
How did we get here? And I'm just like, see, for me, I'm like, that's too soon because it's like, what I feel like, Alexis, like if I'm on a date with a man and you're coming right off the rip with that, then I feel like that's what your intentions are. That's what you're looking for. And if I'm looking for a relationship or I'm dating seriously, I'm not going to discuss that when I just met you. I don't know anything about you.
Yeah, because it was that's what I was saying. Like, if I'm comfortable, if I'm in that space and we're there and we're vibing, we've been drinking, we having fun, whatever. Like, I don't have any, like, I wouldn't be like, oh, but like, I forgot who said it, but if you keep talking about it or if you lead with it in last night conversation, like a lot of people were offended, but in real life, I wasn't offended, but it did make me feel some type of way because I was like, this is a lot. Like, it was, last night was a lot.
In that episode.
Yeah, so I slightly was kind of like, this is kind of cringe a little bit for me, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to like hear y'all thoughts on like, initial conversations and stuff. So with it, I don't know. And it's levels to that kind of talk too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's levels. So
and it could be, like I said, being overly, overly sexualized because it's like, when you're younger, even as a teen, you hear those things, or you want a man's like, "Hey, sexy." I'm like, ugh. Like,
I don't like that.
Like, yeah, you can't say something else, anything else.
Right.
Like the rolls just got to the table and you asking me to eat my cheeks and
Right.
stuff.
It's
What
like,
are you doing? What's happening?
What's your favorite position again? Like, where do you work?
Right.
Like, what? Do you have kids? They're not asking to bring people on there. I'm like, y'all don't even know people got wives, families, kids, and but y'all know people like to suck toes. Like,
Hello.
Y'all not asking the right questions if you're trying to date. And like Tequila said, if you're just dating to have fun, that's what you're dating for, fine. But it's like we need to be on the same page, and we should be having these conversations before we even go out.
Facts.
Well, now Sabrina, you know what I'm gonna do.
Of course.
You know what I'm gonna do.
Whatever you need to do, boo.
So, in a recent survey,
I was about to say the statistics say.
y'all know I'm stat bay. I'm stat bay. So 53% of dates end in a kiss, right? As for a study in 2022, 49% of respondents have sex on the first date. So it's pretty much half and half. 70% of men are open to it. 6% of men expect it, while 1% of women expect it. Now, this is what's crazy. In another statistics findings, it was 83% of women who said that men will lose respect for you if you actually do have sex on the first date, while men countered this. 70% of men said that's not true. So, do you do the do? Do you don't do the do? What do you do? We're 51 and 49% in the U.S.
I think you should do whatever you want to do. Do. That's just at the end of the day. Yeah, we grown.
And a lot of these men with mics on these podcasts are telling women like, "Don't."
I thought you was talking about the other kind of mics. My bad.
Oh,
what you talking about?
I was having flashbacks to summer 17.
No, these men with mics that's giving women unsolicited advice, but they're telling women don't do it, you shouldn't do it, and it's like, but y'all doing it, like y'all doing it, but
exactly.
And they
Because-
will, yeah.
Because that perpetuates like the sex shaming of Black women. Whereas when you have other women who they might go a little further, might do other things, and then Black women, we get termed the hard women. We're not soft enough because we're walking this social line of do we do? Do we not do? Do we want to be called a hoe? Do we want to be forgotten about? It's so much that goes into just what the hell do we do, But I'll say like the longest guy that I've been involved with is like 3 years. Like we didn't do the do for several days. Several
Days?
When you guys actually got there,
like
how
the
did you feel
day,
about the interaction?
like days plus the days. How did I feel about which interaction?
The first interaction, like gauging it versus, did you feel anything different, or is there anything that you could say about that interaction that you felt was different than having it quickly or anything else?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was the guy. Like I feel like it wasn't in like external pressures. Like I felt like he was being intentional about not putting pressure on the dude. So it was very romantic and nice several times, and it was just no do done. And then in my brain I was like, ooh, not like ooh, but I was like. So then, like when you're the denouement, like when you're building up to it, I'm like, oh my God, like what is about to go on? Like when you finally get there, I was pleasantly surprised. I have no complaints.
I have two things. Somebody just commented. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shayna.
I can't see the comments. I don't know why.
Me either.
I just saw the ones on the screen. Somebody was talking about they were interested in the racial, the racial breakdown. I was going to say something similar about the demographics, because a lot of studies, they'll be like 49%, 51%, and they polled 100 people in college level. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that has any bearing onto my decision or not, because for me, I go into situations and confident in myself. So whatever decision I do, I support. You get what I'm saying? So if I don't have any external motivations or any external care, I don't care if I do it or not, even based on what the other person thinks. Because I'm gonna do for Alexis, because that's who I am. So I don't really I have a valid say, I guess, because I don't really care. So if I feel it, I feel it. And doesn't mean that we have to, going back to the other conversation, doesn't mean that we have to talk about it the whole date for it to happen on the first date. Like there's been other times to where I've been feeling more intimate via conversation, via the connectedness, via just other things, and we're not talking about that. So I think just a lot of things go into it, but ultimately it's going to be up to me, and I'm gonna support my decision no matter what. If people call me a hoe, you call me whatever, that's between you and God, because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay, so the breakdown is 31% of African Americans have sex on the first date, according to this study. 34% of Hispanic Americans, 24% of white Americans, and 18% of Asian Americans. Now, if you want to break it down to coins, let me tell you the ones that's doing it. The $50,000 to $74,000 demographics, they're doing it. First date, 30%. Now the rich people, 125 plus, it's only about 23% of them do on the first date.
I guess when we're speaking culturally, like I saw a statistic where it was like Asians are like the number one as far as marriage and things like that. You know, of course, Black people are always in the bottom. So it's like we're rushing. We have these so many broken homes. Is it like because we're just moving too fast? We're not taking the time to have these important conversations and sessions. We're just going off of feelings instead of really being intentional, because now we're creating homes. There's children off of one night stands, and we see it more often in our culture than any others. So, I mean, I don't know, but I feel like everybody should be honest with what they want, but I don't know. For me, it would just be even if I was like, oh yeah, I want that tonight. The minute you start talking about it and it's like,
it's like a no. It's a no. Yeah. Okay. So what's interesting with what you're saying, Shanna, 30% of divorced people do on the first date. Now this is what's crazy. 25% of married people. How you married and you doing on the first date?
I hear that a lot. Like I've heard a lot of people have done the do on the first day and then been married 20, 30 years.
Well, yes. That is my second thought. My first thought was, are you married and still dating and doing the do with your jump off 25% of the time? Like my brain was over here and your brain was in common sense land. It doesn't tell me if you were married while dating, or if did you date the person, 25% of these people who did the do the first time, and you went on to marry the person you did the do with. It doesn't tell me if this is like a cheating statistic or okay, we did it the first time and then we're married now. So I was confused by that number. I'm sorry.
And it's like, how does that set the tone for the marriage? It's like, is that what our marriage is mostly about? Like, are we spending so much time? I guess I'm thinking about another show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's like, if something happens, like with Kim, if you watch it. Okay, so when Kimmy and Maurice, Kimmy got cancer, and then it's like, okay, but you had this expectation because in the beginning we were doing it all the time. Now something's happened, and you still have that expectation of me. And it's like, maybe if we had built it off of something else, then it wouldn't be such an issue when things happen and we can't do it like we used to.
I mean, that was something crazy, because like that was like you're not even in touch with reality. Like, yeah, she can barely lift a spoon to feed herself. What you wanted to do, sir?
He said
he was just being selfish.
Yeah,
he was just being really, really selfish. And he was just really happy to tell her that it was mental and not the medication, when this all could have been resolved if you wasn't being so selfish. But he also did a great job, like taking care of her and things like that. I believe they built more. I know for me, the only person that I was ever engaged with, and that moved fast, and we were best friends and everything. It was like a first date situation. I think it's important for us to have that. Well, us meaning women, that like at least the desire to want to eat him up. Like if we're not really feeling that, like let me speak for myself, but I think it's important for us to feel that. But I mirror a lot of what Alexis said, like all the talking about it and you just can't stop talking about it and it's this and that. It's just too much. It's a red flag. But sometimes chemistry is intense and you get to choose what you want to do with that. And as you grow and as you interact, your intuition will tell you like, oh, I really want it, but I'm gonna wait and see. Or I'm like, it's gonna be so different. It's just, to me, more important to know how you dance, how you move. Can you hear your intuition? Because I've also had times with a dude where he was fine. It was this, we seemed to be having good conversation. But when I got really close to him, I felt a little uncomfortable. So something was going on in my body that was like, I don't know. So that's on me to not be like, oh, but he's sexy. We had fun. We laughed. We could be friends. Maybe I'm just nervous. It's like, no, girl, this is a moment to pause. And then time will tell and things will unfold and figure out, okay, well, why am I pausing? So sometimes, like Shayna, you said, we need more information. We're not having enough of the important conversations to really be going that route all the time. But it's such a mixed bag.
That discernment, child.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, that discernment will show itself in the cookie, baby, and you gotta listen.
Okay. Okay, here we go. We having a lot of sub conversations. I love it.
I wish I could see the chat, dog. Y'all know I'm normally engaged.
They're actually, the chat is really engaging with each other. So it's a lot of great side conversations over there.
But I want to see it. I want to know what y'all got going on. What y'all cookies doing? What y'all doing on the first date? I wish I could say.
Are you on your laptop or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone, but then y'all know my computer over here. So I'm trying to pull it up on my other one real quick so I can see this chat because I'm trying to fight.
Okay.
I saw a comment. I think it was Trey. You know, I got my glasses on. I think it was Trey. That, I think he said like no matter what you do, like how you act, like how you are determines how you are respected. So I think sometimes it was like, it reminds me of Girlfriends when Joan was like the 90-day. I think that might be. Let me hush. But
That's
it's
the next question.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean a man is going to respect you because you wait or anything like that. It's just this stage of my life, I get turned off when somebody talks about it prematurely.
Yeah.
I think everybody is different. Everybody is different. We all have different spirits, different souls, different upbringings, different past experiences. I just feel like it's whatever is just for that person. I'm just one of those people that's like non-judgmental. I'm like, whatever is for you is for you. That's just the type of person that I am. I'm like, if you want to smash on a first date, just make sure you don't catch nothing, cover it up. Be safe about it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to wait a year, kudos, girl. Like, let me know how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just one of those kind of people. And that's like how I live my life. If I'm feeling, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I know at the end of the day, I always ask myself, will I regret it tomorrow? What are the consequences behind it? Am I going to be okay? I don't think about the other person. I always think about myself in all situations like that first. I'm always first. And however I feel, and as long as I'm good with it, then I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And, I'll deal with whatever. But yeah, Trey Mac, I absolutely feel that. He says, ultimately, your personality will determine if respect is gammered or not.
Garnered.
Okay. I've seen both sides to this. It always comes down to who you are as a person. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel.
Well, so here's where I am. So I feel like I went like, this is probably, y'all know, I don't really talk a lot about my personal life. So I'm just going to say this. I feel like during my marriage, so I was with the same person from 19 to 36, right? My whole developing life. And I felt like at a certain point in our marriage, he used sex to control me. You know what I mean? So it's like the withholding, this, that, the third. So it made me really insecure sexually, right? So when I was divorced and I started, dating people and seeing what I like, I was very sexually insecure. Like I didn't know, like it was like for a long time I was even afraid to even have sex because I was just like, maybe something was wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if that resonates with any of you, if it makes sense to you. So then when I came out on the other side and I learned myself, and I had a couple, and God bless the men that I've met, and we've had the pleasure of knowing each other because they've really taught me a lot about myself and helped me through, because I was like, bitch, don't go chasing no waterfalls. I didn't know I had it, because I was made to feel insecure about things that are pleasurable and normal people enjoy. I was made to feel insecure about those things. So like when things happen, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't know it was like good things. So it took me a while to get there. So now that I'm grown and I know better, I just feel like women, is nothing wrong with you like owning yourself and your body. Like Sabrina said, your first obligation is to yourself. So do what makes you feel good and what makes you feel comfortable. And when you wake up tomorrow, you still good with yourself. You don't have to worry about nobody else talking about, oh, she was in a hoe phase or none of that stuff. Or so what? You got a one night stand on your bucket list? Check that shit off. It's fine. Because a lot of people do it all the time. And as Black women, historically, we were made to feel insecure about our bodies, like about our sexual interactions. And then like even the modern Black woman, think about this. This was just a few years ago for me. I was made to feel insecure about something that's just natural and normal for us that we should be happy about. Like we're goddesses. Like the hell? Who's better than us? You know what I mean? So it's so crazy to me. Like now on the other side, I'm just like, my advice is always like, number one, I got 3 kids, so who gonna die a virgin over here? It ain't gonna be me. But I'm just like, you know what? Own you, do what makes you happy, and don't feel insecure about stuff. Like don't worry about whatever other standards people try to place on you, because at the end of the day, this is you and your life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Agree. Thank you for that. Thank you for being transparent with us, Stacey. I appreciate that. All right. Alexis, honey, Joda was like, is that the lady from Tyler Perry's Sisters?
I've never seen that. I gotta Google it. I saw that.
I can see that. All right. So the next question is do you believe in gender roles? I can see now. I got my glasses on. Do you believe in gender roles?
This is not the 50s, so no, I do not believe in gender roles. I feel like each partner it's a partnership for one, and I feel like everyone can contribute to the chores financially. Like, why does it have to be, oh, this, you're supposed to do this? Like, there are women out here that be like, oh, he has to pay all the bills, he has to do this and this and this. Okay, well, if that's the case, then when it comes to gender roles, like, okay, girl, it's okay for you to pay for a date every now and then too. Like, he doesn't always have to pay for the dates. You can pay for the dates as well. Don't be afraid to go mow the lawn. I've done it before. Like, I just don't believe in specific gender roles. I feel like it's a partnership. So, those are my thoughts on it.
Well, considering I'm the B in LGBTQ, I definitely don't believe in gender roles. I mean, I like to be treated like a lady. And if I am dating a lady, or if I'm in a relationship with a woman and she wants to be treated like a lady, I feel like we both can do that. I think when it comes to like paying bills, the mans of the household, because I watched my dad run the household when he didn't have no capabilities to do so. So if my man can't do math and he got to run the finances because we in the gender roles. We both messed up. You get what I'm saying? So do what makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
What will work for as the partnership? Yes.
Do whatever makes sense. So if I'm good at cooking and they're good at cleaning, then we'll work together and we're in a partnership. I do think a lot of people get the word submission confused because a lot of people think you're supposed to be lesser. It's like a partnership and you're supposed to be submitting to the mission of each other. And a lot of people confuse that. So I don't know. I grew up in a religious household, so it kind of gets a little shaky based on how I was raised and what I've learned growing up. I am still religious, but I just see it differently now. And I think that gender roles are societal based and it's not really anything that has to do with anyone unless you accept it.
I agree.
I kind of believe in gender roles. I don't think that I'm going to be able, how do I say, but the way I think and see things is very colorful. I don't see it as black and white. So I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. But why I say I do believe in gender roles is I think it's amazing to honor the difference in men and women. There are just some things that are different. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And this doesn't have to be for everybody, but just when it comes to the yin and the yang and the sacred masculine and divine feminine and how much we each have, somebody's going to be, usually the man, perhaps more logical or more, they've got a different set of traits where the way I flow and my level of self-care and my ability to think outside the box in a particular way, the creativity, the colors, the stuff that comes with being a woman only complements him just like what he has complements me. So in my personal life, yeah, I do. I want a guy that takes care of the household and I'll take care of the household in my own way. I do want him to pay the bills. Does that mean I can't make money or I'll never make money, or that when things shift and maybe he loses his job and there's this or that I can't get to work and be a teamwork partner or whatever it takes? No, but honoring gender roles to me doesn't mean that. It still absolutely means be a partner. And what Alexa said, absolutely. If you're the one that's good at math and he's good at cooking, there's no problem with that. I never see a man cooking because he's great at it or something as him being outside his gender role. That's just too tight for me. I can't live that tight. But as far as the way a woman is, I do think it's different than a man. And whatever y'all want to do with that and flow with, you make it work for you. But I'm kind of cool with the tradition, but if this is a tradition, I'm cool with the colors and nuances outside of it. It's not hardcore black and white. It's very colorful.
I agree with Jamie. I feel the exact same way. I'd rather, I like to have that type of structure. I've been in a situation where I felt like I was taking on more of the manly roles per se. And it, I kind of lost respect for him in that because I felt like, hey, why? Why am I picking up tools? Why are you here? If I'm doing all that, if I can do it by myself, but if you're here, then I don't want to do those things, and I don't mind cleaning, but I don't want it to be I can't pay for I won't ever pay for a date or anything like that. I don't mind doing that either. I don't mind doing things for you. I don't mind stepping up. Like Jamie said, if you lost your job, I'm not going to be well, you got to get out of here. I don't know what to tell you. No, it's not going to be that type of situation, but I would prefer to have that type of structure. And like Alexa said, it's biblical submission. They're oh, women are supposed to submit. It also says, and the men are supposed to submit to their wives. So it's we're supposed to submit to each other. It's people take bits and pieces and kind of take all that leadership and all that and kind of make it what they want it to be. But there's certain things. I'm not cutting no grass if a man is in the house. I don't want it. I'm not doing that. And that's okay. If I cook more, that's fine. But if I need you to step in, if I'm tired and it's today is not the day, I need you to wash a dish, it shouldn't be an issue. That doesn't take away. But I want to be feminine and soft, because when I was in that situation, someone said it, they were I'm not doing that unless it's my roommate. It felt it became a roommate situation.
Mm-hmm.
That was lost on both sides. And so there were different genders for a reason.
Shayna, you made me think of something. In my last relationship, the roles kind of morphed. It was a man. The roles kind of morphed to where I almost felt maternal because I did take on so many. I like the balance of it, but if I'm dating a man or if I'm in a relationship with a man and I take on so many of the masculine roles. Subconsciously, some parts of my spirit is uncomfortable, and I feel like a mama because now I feel like I gotta parent you because I'm taking care of this household. You get what I'm saying? That's why I think it's so important to have that balance, no matter what it is. For me personally, whether it's what you guys have said or whether I said, I just think it all boils down to balance for me.
Definitely. And especially, I mean, a lot of men, they're like, I want these traditional roles, but then you want me to be a modern woman at the same time. Like, what's it going to be? Like, either we going 50-50 on the bills and splitting the chores down the middle, or you don't expect for me to pay half the bills, take care of the children, cook, clean, and stuff. And then you're just like, oh, you just paid half the bills. Like, it's not going to work like that. It always falls more. I feel like those women roles still fall more on the woman more times than not. The mother, I have 2 kids. The parenting always falls more on me, even with the men's there. So it's like, okay, yes, I expect for you to fix something around the house or whatever, because you think you are, but you're really not picking up the slack, like on that side, 9 times out of 10. And shout out to the men who do. There are men that do. But a lot of times I hear women complaining, and then there's so much of a burden on one side. We're taking on so much. And it's like, nobody wants to say anything. You just want to, because you respect that man. Like, tell them, listen, I don't mind. Like, I want you to take out the trash, and that's okay. If it stinks, I'm not going to walk past it, but I'm going to take it out. But otherwise, I would like for you to do it. If you have something that you'd like for me to do and I don't mind doing it, it's a compromise. It should be a conversation.
I mean, there's so much beauty, whatever it is, in being big in that space. You know, I lived with somebody, I think 5 years for the longest, and we just did very well on living in that space. He did take out the trash. I didn't have to ask, but when he came from work, the house always smelled like food. And you know what I mean? But I delighted in that. It wasn't like this laborious chore because I'm a woman. He always makes me know that's supposed to be the fun part. I want a man who delights in doing those things because, I just got my nails done. Please take out the trash. So I love living in that space. And when a man is super masculine in the sense that he is treating me delicately, that's when I really blossom. That's when I open up. And that is a benefit to him too.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're talking so much nowadays. It's like a common theme. Women talking about, I want to be in my soft girl era. I want to live the soft life. And it's like, all this singing, Miss Independent and all that stuff, that was nonsense. Like, why were we doing that? Talking about
let me cater to
you. Who is we?
But I mean, isn't that the same album, Independent Woman, and then Let Me Cater to You? It's the same album or the next one right after. I think, like, for me, you know what? My uncle taught me how to change the oil. He taught me how to change a tire, and I had to do it on a tractor. He taught me on a tractor, so he wanted to make sure I can lift these things. And it wasn't so that I can do it in lieu of a man. It's so that I would know how to support my man. You see what I'm saying? I went fishing with my dad and my uncles so that I can know how to fish, but I also knew how to hand you the bait. And I knew how to help you cut your line, to be in support of you. So where I stand in gender roles, and mind you, culturally, I'm a little bit different, right? I'm from a Creole culture. So the men cook as much and as well as the women. Mm-hmm. It's more of like a shared system that we have down south. You never know who's making breakfast and who's making dinner. And you're happy for whoever does it, whether it's your mom or your dad, So with us, I feel like it's more of like a sharing thing. So I can agree with Trey Mack and I can agree with Jamie and all of y'all, whereas like it's a shared thing. I hate that these talking heads have had all of this pressure to where women have to feel like they have to defend their independence. We got to defend our womanhood, and we have to vouch and speak so loud about being in our soft girl era and being in our femininity, because we're just so often mislabeled. Because shit, you came in here after I just got done with a long ass day and you ain't do nothing. So I think that is very unfortunate where we stand right now in society as Black women and women of color, because like we're so busy saying that we're these soft girls that we look hard because we gotta yell. No, stop mislabeling me.
Yeah,
And that's on period. I'm sorry, I left that big old gap of space. I was done. That's on period.
Yeah,
So
I
Brandon,
think
I can't hear
this
you.
day and age, we all doing too much talking in a particular way. I appreciate a panel like this so we can unfold things, but these little clips and sound bites, like I heard one the other day and some girl, it was an argument about being a pick me. And it's like, we take these little words and then we just give them their own definition and go this way and that way with them. And it gets so convoluted that I believe nobody knows what anybody is talking about anymore. We're not using dictionary definition terms. You talking about your feelings, your moods. It is all over the place and people are so confused. And I think one of the beautiful things, and this is something I had to teach myself because my dad was a 20-year retired Marine. So I grew up learning how to do the oil, changing the tire. I grew up Miss Independent, not because I was yelling it, but because I'm the oldest daughter and that's just how I was raised, blah, blah, blah. So I had to really find my soft girl in God. And that's how I was able to redefine the expansion of my femininity, because it was the knowing that I am taken care of. And the byproduct of that was, oh, I don't have to work that hard. Thank you, God. Oh, I did just get, I'm starting to get gifts and life is starting to open up in a different way as if I had someone taking care of me. So I just feel like it has nothing, all I have to say is it has nothing to do with all of this other stuff, even the way we were raised, but how we feel and how we want to feel. And we can do that whether we're in a relationship or not. We don't have to defend. I know we do because I get it. I've been that, where it's like, I'm living myself, but we don't have to. Like, we literally get to be and feel however we want, whoever we want to be, however we want. It's a choice that we get to make.
What about you?
Upbringing? My dad was in the Army and he's retired now, but my whole into adulthood, and it's like he never taught me how to change oil or cut grass or do any of that. I could still call him today if I'm like, I need somebody to shovel my snow, and he'll come do it. But I'm like, how much like of a factor of your upbringing do you think plays a part in that? Because I never saw my mom doing all that stuff. She wasn't living no hard life. So to me, all this being this 50-50, it doesn't make sense to me because that's not what I'm accustomed to. So to me, it's like, why are we talking about this? Like, why is this even a thing?
But you know what? But Shayna, you know what's crazy is that like you see it as from what you're saying, like you perceive it as like a hard life. Like I know how to cut. I can cut a whole ditch with a push mower. I don't even need the weed eater for it. I can do it with lean it and do it. And it's so crazy because like those are things that I actually enjoy as well. And I'll say this, like in my marriage, when I was married, as soon as I felt like I was in a dual role, I had to go. Nope. I'm not the man. If there's no equality here, and I don't mean it from like a gender role perspective necessarily. I mean it from like coexistence, like partnership. If I have to carry everything on my own, on my back, then I will carry it all by myself on my back.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that because it's like the things I have had to do, if I have to change a tire or something, then it's like I just feel, I hate to say because there's like, you don't want to say you don't need a man, but it's like if I'm doing it all anyway and you're sitting here watching me do it, like why are you here? Like I might as well, I don't need you around because you're not providing anything. Like my life should be easier with you here. It shouldn't be the same whether you're here or not.
Right.
With the men in the comments, I have a question for the man. Well, Trey Mack, I don't know who else
Jamie,
is in here.
What did he say? What did he say? You was pointing at it, but I missed it.
He was right. He was talking about the social statements and how pretty much they make no sense and it is exhausting. So I guess for Trey Mack, so let me ask you this, because again, well, I'm an 80s baby, so whatever. I grew up on 90s R&B, and I always say that we were the ride or die chick. So it's like whatever was going on, we was not leaving our man. Like we was willing to do whatever, however, whatever, da, da, da. But I kind of find when you operate in that, like the guys will let you do it. So if you go and change the tire and mow the thing that you was talking about, Stacey, and do this, they gonna sit back and let you do it. So I'm not gonna lie. I live on my own. I take care of myself. I pay all these bills, but there are times where I got to get real brand new around men, because if I don't, you'll let me do it. But if it's like, I don't know how, and what is it? The willful ignorance. Yeah. Sometimes you got to invite that in because of the way men operate, not because of anything else, but y'all be needing, you got to keep them in the lines a little bit. Cause they be, you know,
We get in that place where it's like, forget it, I'll just do it myself. And it's like, we need to shake that. Like, no, you do it.
I need help.
Mine is more like, I'll cut the front, you cut the back. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll have lunch ready when you come inside. Did you want a glass of lemonade? That's where I'm at.
I think
I tried
Jamie
a recipe on TikTok. Like, I put some pomegranate seeds in here. Come try this when you're done with the lunch.
You drink while you out there.
Hold on, she gonna put some sugar every pea in it too.
Some what?
Some sugar pea, you said?
No, I'm not gonna repeat myself, y'all.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
Color purple. Think color purple.
I was thinking about a lot of things between Shayna and Jamie. Shayna was talking a lot about upbringing, and somebody else in the comments was talking about upbringing. And with Jamie, it kind of tied the two together because I just retired from the Navy. And
congratulations.
Thank you. I was a naval officer, Black at that, and a woman. So,
and a Black woman out the Navy that can swim. Tell them, girl.
So I said all that to say, I had to learn in other settings that I had to be so independent, because if I was this soft girl error in my position, I wouldn't have made it nowhere. They would have walked all over me. I would have, and even in jobs before this, because I was a mental health counselor before that, and I was just trying to rise in like a different field. In my job field, I have to be that independent woman. I have to be so rough around the edges and really kind of more direct and play sort of a masculine role, so that in my relationship, that's why I want to be nurtured. That's why I want that kind of compassion and stuff like that. But I said that to say what Jamie was saying is, if they see you playing that naval officer role, they're like, you strong, you got it. You running this business, you got it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be that. You know, like, just because I do that over there doesn't mean I want to do that over here. And I think with a lot of societal norms and what we're pushed in the media and what we see, men kind of take that into perspective and be like, oh, well, you can do it. You can do it in your workspace. You can do it in all these other things. So why am I even here? You get what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of things to where my upbringing did have a play in my mindset, but then my other roles that I took on also contributed to that. So it's just so much that goes into everything that we've said, and it's just so interesting.
Lots of layers. That's so good.
You were spot on with that. We are always doing it it's expected of us. Why do we have like this strong Black woman trope? I don't hear that about any other culture, any other race of women. Like, why are we? And it's like, we're supposed to wear with some type of pride. Like, no, like, I can be strong. I'm not a weak woman, but I want to be a feminine woman. I want us to be feminine again. Our standards are like in hell. Like, the bar is so low. I seen somebody giving a man praise because he held the door open for her at a gas station.
Girl.
And it's like, well, why are we praising it?
but also, what's crazy, okay, I'm going to say this. Me cutting grass and stuff is not me being masculine. It's me and my pleasure. Like, I don't do it all the time, and I'm not even going to show you that I know how to cut grass unless you done seen this episode of Soulmates, okay? But these fools today, like, I saw on social media one day, like, they were arguing, like, why do I need to open her door? Like, who does she think she is? Like, she left the date. A lady left the date because he didn't open the door. What you mad for, bro? Why you mad?
Yeah.
You're not being a gentleman. And
having expectations and
clear. So, like, if you don't even respect me enough to open a door for me, that means I can expect for you to disrespect me enough to think that you can pay for my coochie with this meal.
It's just getting really weird out here, because that makes no damn sense. Those are the bare minimum basics. Like, I was out somewhere the other day, and like a 12-year-old boy held the door open for me. Like, even he knew. It's just the basics, you know. It's I fear
mommy issues. Like I know because I think now we keep talking about culture, but where they're so used to seeing their moms do it. I've even heard it. I even think I saw an interview with LaToya Luckett where they were talking about, oh, well, my mom's done it. My ex has said that to me, my son's father. He said, oh, well, you're supposed to be doing these things. You're supposed to be, taking on all these motherly and fatherly roles because you're the mother. Like my mom did it. And it's like, no, so you're used to seeing your mom struggle. And to me, that's a hard life because that's what I was taught that's a hard life. So it's like you're used to seeing that and you think that's normal. And I'm like, I'm not used to seeing that. That's not normal to me. Like, so it's like, okay, you're used to your mom doing it and you want everyone else to just be long suffering and doing all this. Like, if I'm like, hey, I'll come out there and cut the grass with you, let me decide to do that. I won't. But if I ever did, like, let me decide to do it. I don't expect that from me.
And why would you want to perpetuate that if you saw your mother doing all this? Why would you want to perpetuate that in your own household? If anything, I think it would launch the desire to do something different. But I could be wrong.
No, but you're onto something, Jamie, because like it's okay. So let's deconstruct that, right? Let's unpack that. So you're in a household where you see your mama doing everything. So you make it out and you make it. And so you're helping to take care of your mom so she doesn't have to do these things. But the expectations on your partner is for her to do what you don't want your mama doing.
Right.
That sounds crazy as hell to me.
So crazy. And I'm not your mama, so there's that. Like, I want men to start to separate the women in their family and the women that they date too, because those are also two very, very different things and approaches.
Ooh,
maybe that's a whole nother topic.
So ugly.
Huh?
I said my spirit almost said something so ugly.
Oh, I wish I would have heard it.
Me too.
That's why cultures hate their own culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
that's not ugly. That's real.
It's true.
Yeah, they hate. That's why, because they remind you of their mamas and they aunties and them. That's why they date. Never mind. All right, go ahead. My bad, Jamie.
No, listen, I'm co-signing. I'm just over here like.
Yes. I just feel like I ain't gonna remind you of nobody. I'm not gonna remind you of nobody because I'm over here. Let me tell you something. We gonna run this bath water. We gonna do all the best. Well, I'm doing all the girly best with you, baby. So you ain't gonna say that this is struggle bus over here, and I'm reminding you of your grandmama that raised you or whoever. We're not gonna do that over here.
Separate it, please separate it. If any men are listening, please separate it because it is so different. I have come into too many men too many times that, well, my sister, well, my mama, I'm not either. You're trying to get in mine. We two different people.
Right. If you don't want me to treat you like you my son, then don't treat me like I'm your mama. The hell? Shit.
That's why those things that make people crave to perpetuate those situations so they can heal that thing that they went through with their mamas and their sisters and all that has to be addressed. I'm so glad we're having more of those conversations because I feel like a lot of where we are today is because we haven't been privy to that stuff. So it's like we all made decisions based off of what we think we're supposed to be doing. And now there's like divorces and podcasts and there's all this stuff going on. And it's like, if we really want to get back to some kind of a ground zero, it's going to start right here. Like with yourself, go to the mirror. That's who it is. That's what's up.
Well, you mean that specifically it's going to start right here because when you listen to some of these other little people who grab these mics, they be sounding so crazy as hell. The women be talking crazy and the men be talking even crazier. And the normal people that's sitting right here, we talking with some common sense, but it's way fewer of us that are speaking, that are using our platforms to speak with common sense than they are, because they sound crazy as hell. And you got the other ladies co-signing the bullshit. And then we sound mad aggressive because we're like, no. That's not going to fly over here. Like that.
So let me say this. Black Lexicon is a male in the chat, and he's been on here for a few weeks. So I just want to say all his comments, Black Lexicon, you are sounding very single because you out here like, I'm gonna change your tire. I'm gonna mow the lawn. I'm gonna take out the trash. I'm gonna cook you dinner. I'm gonna run your bath water. So I don't know who you are. I don't know how you look, but
Go
if
with your
Yeah.
move.
He said he gonna run your bathwater and drink it, baby.
So
Big
I just want to let
energy.
the single women in the chat and anybody know, like, he got the right mindset. You know what's crazy is I always think about that meme where this girl was like, God, like I'm 55 years old and you never sent me my soulmate. And he was like, I did, but he had on a fake Gucci belt and you said you didn't want him no more. You know what I'm saying? So you just
God don't want
never
that.
know. Exactly. So I know we all have like specific preferences, but I'm going to say this because I have been listening to you ladies talk, because I am in a different place right now in my life where I actually am in a relationship with someone and I am sitting in my soft life. Let me tell you how soft it is. I sleep on a cloud every night. That's how soft my life is right
Aw.
now. And I feel like anything that you guys really want, and if like I would have been single till I was 100 years old. I would have left this earth by myself, happy and single by myself. I would have been lonely, but I'm not going to be in no relationship and be miserable. And I said, until I get a relationship like I have right now, I don't want it. If it don't make me feel like 90s R&B music, I don't want it. Okay. All the things that y'all want a man to do, because it's slim pickings out here, I promise you. And I got I don't even want to say lucky. I'm very, very blessed that the universe shifted and allowed us to meet each other, because it is somebody out there for you. All the things that you desire, that you want, you will find that person, but you have to be patient and you have to trust the process. Do he take out the trash? I bet not even touch the trash can, let alone act like I'm about to take it out. Okay. If I'm tired of cooking, he will go cook at his house and bring me the food here with him cooking. Come back and wash the dishes later on if I want him to.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
bet not get out the car and act like I'm gonna pump the gas if he's with me. I bet not act like if I want to go out there and look at the grass, he gonna be like, what are you doing? I bet not touch no doors around him ever. He would be like, you embarrassing me out here. Like, you got me twisted. If we go get groceries, we got 200 bags of groceries. He gonna pick 200 and he gonna find another bag to grab just in case, to make sure that that's not the bag that I need to be taking in. So all I'm saying is yes, it is men really out here. Do not settle. Do not lower your standards, because I see so many women saying, golly, we are lowering our standards. Don't lower them, ladies. Don't lower them. We are the prize, but guess what? So are they, because you still got to show up for him too. Just like all the things I say that he sit here and he do for me, I'm not going to sit. I can tell you all the things that I do for him that make him want to get up and do those things for me.
You better tell him.
Show up for each other. All that. I'm the prize. I'm the prize. Well, that's why you the prize, sitting over there in the corner collecting dust. Like that teddy bear that you won at the carnival with the other teddy bears collecting dust.
Like, still wrapped up, and nobody want to pull the paper off your ass.
Absolutely.
Tell them again.
Like you can't go with the city girls, with city girl summer and all hot girl summer and all that, and everybody's single. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about these are the things that we want, but we got to get out of that city girl, hot girl mentality and really say to ourselves, like, it is really men out here. We have to manifest them. We have to, because whoever is right for you is there. But right now, it's not time yet. But when it's time, it will happen. I promise you. I promise you everything that you want. And you got to be specific in what you ask the universe and God and what you want. Period, point blank. I don't care what nobody say. Forget all this madness around you. Tune out, get focused, figure out what you need to figure out within yourself. Because a lot of times you're not where you need to be with the man and your soulmate that you're supposed to end up with. Because in real life, the universe is saying in real life, you think you healed, but you not. You still got some work to do yourself. So maybe you need to take some more time for yourself. Look in the mirror, fix yourself, spend some time with yourself, and then I'll send you your soulmate. Then I'll send you your forever. Then I'll send you the person that you've been asking for. But if you're not right with yourself, how he gonna send you somebody to add to whatever it is that you got going on when you're not even right? Like, it took me 4 years to get to where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? 4 single long years. But I had to tune out, I had to tap out, and I had to get right with myself, get right with the universe, and get right with God before I could say, you know what, I'm ready for him now. So that's just
Oh,
my
word. That's a
word of advice. I know y'all was doing a lot of talking. I was like, I shouldn't say nothing, but I needed to say it because obviously it was someone that needed to hear it. So
yeah. And we talked about it last week when we talked about briefly about the Married in Medicine, when we talked about Toya not appreciating Dr. Eugene. Like when we get it, we need to appreciate it. And I think the independent thing, when I was thinking, that song is stuck in my head now, that Webby song. But it's like now we're telling the men when they want to do it, it's like, no, don't worry. Telling them no, let them let him do things for you.
absolutely.
Let you do things for him.
Facts. Absolutely. But
even,
as a real man, he wants you to show up as that feminine woman to do the feminine woman things that he needs. And I'm not talking about you know what I'm saying? That part. I'm talking about hey baby, he wants to sweet talk. He wants you to scratch him and rub him on his beard. He wants you to scratch his back. He wants you to give him hugs and kisses. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to wear the high heels. I mean, whatever he may want you to do. You know what I'm saying? Because every man is different in what their desires are. But it's like he just as much as you want to sit in your soft life, I promise you, the right man will want you to sit in your soft life. He's waiting for you to sit there so he can do the things that he needs to do for you. And if it ain't a man that's willing to do it, or the person that's your person that's willing to allow you to do it, that's not your person. Period. I don't care how good he smells. I don't care how good his credit is, Stacey. I don't care what kind of car he drives, how much money he makes. If he's not showing up the way that he needs to show up for you in your head and what you envision, he's not your person.
You gotta go.
Second guess yourself. That's not your person.
Yeah,
period.
That's a word.
Okay.
And I love that too. You know, what is it you said? You know, this whole slim pickings verbiage, I'll say, it is probably a blessing, because at the end of the day, it's one person. And when we are that clear, when we are that specific, it's not slim pickings as if, oh Lord, ain't nothing out here, because there is, like you just said, the one for you. But this is where it's our job to stop settling, to stop compromising, to stop negotiating. That's what gives that shadow side of slim pickings, like, oh my God, there's nothing out here, I better la 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 la. And it's like, no, you only need one. So it doesn't matter how old you are or what you know what I mean? It's like, that's abundant. The abundance is in the one, not in like the dating pool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw YouTubers
Well,
say
y'all,
we all settle, but I'm like, we don't all settle. There's a difference between compromising and settling for less. Like, I'm not gonna settle. You're basically, and then you'll spend the rest of your life begging someone to do things that the person for you will do. Like, I appreciate that she said, he's like, you're embarrassing me, like grabbing those bags. Like, no, I take pride in taking care of you. I think as women, even if we are like, okay, I want to help or whatever, we want to know that our man will do those things for us, even if we are independent.
well, y'all
Because
gonna let
other
me
men judge men by their woman. Like when your woman looks good and well kempt and she's happy and cheesing and bopping and did it, they looking at him like, ooh, he the man. They know that. Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all gonna let me cut my mama's grass in peace on the countryside, because I ain't doing no man's job. That's me and my pleasure. However, I will say this. One thing about we women is that sometimes, I mean, if we go back and we reflect on what Sabrina said, one thing that she left out, right? One thing that she absolutely left out is that while you're working on yourself and you're manifesting, you're praying for, you're doing what you do, what you offer to the universe, you know, for your reciprocation, somebody is getting ready for you. Absolutely. You know, I think sometimes we forget that we do our work. We get to where we're supposed to be. And sometimes, you know, depending on what you believe, you know, what higher power, how you view the world, God, the universe, your deity, whomever, sometimes you just in holding. I'm okay with that. And I think that is like the quintessential soft woman. All of us who's been holding, who's talking about, oh, we're there, we're soft. We've done the work. We've worked on ourselves. We're no longer healing. We're in our growth era. We're having a growth spurt. And I can appreciate and I can accept the world creating a man, bettering a man, shaping a man that's perfect for me. I'm okay with that. I'm not complaining about a thing. Not one damn thing. And when he comes to his ass on my lap, I'm gonna rub on his booty and the chest. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him with the Jodeci, baby.
They only made a good point.
I know that's
think
right.
He said, we don't want our women to do men work. I feel like if the man is sitting there, because I've been with a man who literally sat there and watched me struggle, and he was just like, "Oh well, I don't care." Like they don't care about you. Like they're sitting there watching you do all this manly man work and doing all these things.
He hates you.
Yeah, you're literally.
Yes.
Because if he loved you, he wouldn't do that. Like, so if you find yourself,
and he hates himself.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's sitting there with you. He don't want to be. Like, you're gonna be settling, begging, and like praising. It's like, oh, thank you so much for cleaning that one dish. You won't clean the dish again for another year. Like, just pacify you, just to give you some crumbs. Like, he really does hate you.
Like, disgusting.
I think when Jamie was talking about the dating pool being slim, I think it's really not that slim. I think it's the fact that people bring representatives to the conversation and they don't bring their actual selves. So a lot of people are seeing representatives of who people think they should be for everybody else, and it's incongruent to what you actually are. So I feel like if more people are being authentically themselves, there's people out there who will recognize that, feel safe with that, and receive that. But I think it's just we all trying to do, like we said earlier, what the social media tells us. Should I do this? Should I do that? All these random made up conversations and logic. We're trying to apply that to our dating world because that's what we think is right. That's what we think everybody wants. When in actuality, be yourself.
What a concept.
That's what works with me. That's what works with me. I don't know.
Be yourself. Who would have thunk it?
I don't know.
That's because they want to get it on the first night when the butter rolls are coming out. They want
that part.
So you can't be yourself. You got to be who she wants you to be. Yeah. So I can get the
That's why I don't tell a man what I like on the first. Like, oh, what are you looking for in a man? Like, don't ask me that. Be yourself, and I'll let you know.
Yep. Black Lexicon says, I'm going to share something with you, wonderful women, and I mean wonderful. I've learned that we fall in love with a woman who possesses our alter ego.
I like that.
People never get to figure that out. That's interesting.
I really like that. Makes a lot of sense. Because, I could be quite the wild one, and I could tell when a dude is enamored by, like, dang, she's just going, I sure am. You can come do it too. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, that's a really, that's a good one. I like that. Okay. That was really good. That was really good, actually. There was a lot in there.
You real quiet. What's going on? You good? Like you fit? What? Oh, did she?
She like cutting grass too. She like cutting her mama grass too.
Grass. I don't mind.
You sing your INDE.
So
we like cutting our mama grass.
I do too. Don't get it twisted. I cut my own grass too. I was just telling you how he was. I didn't even get into, because guess what? I cuts my own grass. I like to weed eat. I have a garden. I do all that stuff.
All that. So
I love it. And he lets me because he knows I love it. You know what I mean? He be looking at me.
The only reason why he let me.
Like, there is nothing wrong with that.
Cause she put on that little maid outfit and go out there with that lawnmower. And say, Daddy, come help me pull this crank start.
No.
If that's the case, I won't even make it outside. He gonna be like, can you bring the lawnmower in the house? Y'all come. Anyway, we got one more question. This is such a great these are the kind of conversations I live for.
I was soaking it in. I was like learning from each one of their perspectives. So that's why I was quiet. I was just listening. It was good info.
Okay, because I was like, usually Tequila got something to say. Hold on.
I know. I was loving it.
Good. And I hope that it's other women out there, that even men, because it's a lot of men in my chat tonight that are watching this that can really help. Because even if we reach one person and can help one person, man, like we did our job. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I only take one. So, all right. So the last one is do you practice the 90-day rule? Why or why not? And this kind of goes back to number 2. So do you practice the 90-day rule? Why or why not?
if I want to hunch on you, we could just go ahead and do it. Like, why we gotta wait 90 days? I'm grown.
Yeah.
We're grown.
Facts.
I have in situations I have, but I mean, it depends on the chemistry. Like,
yeah,
we both want to do it. We both want to do it.
Now, Shell said, "No, tomorrow, not promise. Let's go ahead and get it over with right now."
Exactly.
Like, I just need to see something real quick.
and it goes back to what Alexis was saying. It's like what society deems correct or not correct. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I think it's something that I'm willing to implement. And that's not something I ever would have said. I was never about that.
What?
And the person here, oh, we don't live, we don't know if tomorrow's promised. I usually live by that. But after my own personal trial and error, if we will, I'm personally kind of thinking 90 days is supreme. Because to me, when dating, that's when they start cutting up. It's like right at 3 months. It's always 3 months.
Right.
Yeah. So I need to see, because I'm ready to have, don't get me wrong, right? I can be a generator of my own passion and I can be excited in the act and do all whatever, but I'm also ready for something a little deeper. I want to be excited to smash for different reasons, and we need a little more marination. So that's what I need right now.
On a marination.
I need a little marination. Do we have any inside jokes yet? What do I know about? I need a little more right now. So I'm all for anything else, but do I subscribe to the 90-day rule because of society, this and that? I've never been that. No, I don't need any of that. But per my own experience, I think 90 days might be something that I personally want to try. Because as I'm looking around, I'm like, dang, why is it 3 months? It's the 3-month mark. What is wrong with you? Like, we were having such a good time. Like,
I've done it. And I didn't see it.
What's that?
I've done the 90-day thing, and it's still pretty much the same.
I believe it. I just think, because this is the thing, right? If it's going to fall out, I would rather it fall out and me, I'm not giving you any. Sometimes I'd be like, well, we didn't even need to do all that. Like, it didn't do anything. I mean, okay, cool. So I don't know. It's just something I'm toying with now. Who knows, right? Because if a moment comes up and things are different, I'm not going to be looking at my calendar like no, or it's gonna be fine. But
we have 11 more days to go. Can you hold?
Yeah, out? I don't want that type of tightness. But
that's how Joan always was on Girlfriends. It's like, no, wait, like, why are you telling him? Like, the 90 days should be something only you know about. Like, why are you letting them know that they
this one?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I got to give them the room for that. No, you're right. Let people they really will.
Facts.
You're spending years trying to get those first 90 days back.
Well, y'all know what? I know that's real. I know this is probably surprising to y'all based on my mouth sometimes, but I really have like incredible self-control, and I'm not saying it to like say it because you ain't supposed to say it, but I'm saying it to be transparent with y'all. So I like routinely fast and things throughout the year. And so I'm accustomed to, like preserving myself and like being very cognizant of like my prayerful or my like meditation times. Like if I ain't eating meat, I ain't getting meat. You know what I mean? So like for me, the 90-day rule, I really don't need it because I'm very like headstrong, like mentally I'm very like disciplined is what I'm saying. And so for me, while I'm not saying it like I'm judging other people, I know that some people, you have to give yourself expectations to like reform yourself or to like set goals. For some of us are like, we have to have like short-term goals like that. So I'm not knocking it at all. But I'm saying like, I'm the kind of person where like I routinely throughout the year, y'all fool with me. Y'all be like, ooh, Stacey, you looking real skinny today. Yeah, just know I'm in a period of fasting. So my fast is just over. So that's why I said shit and damn and ass a couple times today, because Lord, I've been when you fast, like you kind of clean up your tongue totally. Like I don't. So today I just feel like it all came out.
Trey Mack was saying something about I have a lot of guy friends from the military or whatever, but they've said they waited the 90 days and then that 91st day they left because they were like, sex intimacy is important, so important to somebody to where like you build this whole connection, and if the situation ain't flowing the way it's supposed to flow on that 91st day, they're just like, I wasted my time. So I think a part of the question is, how important is intimacy to you? Because some people use intimacy to build that relationship. And if you're waiting 90 days to do that, I don't know if you have the same mentality on that 91st day. So what Trey Mack was saying, like, if you find out, that's another question. If you find out on that 91st day, like, of course,
it's a shrimp. It's a shrimp.
No, but see, let's not act like we're not kissing, we're not touching. Intimacy,
I don't know.
Intimacy isn't just penetration. There's so much more. Like you gonna know if that thing is banging by then.
But see the way. Okay, let me tell you something. I don't have a cookie. I have butterfly wings, and so when my wings start flapping, and I get like that.
Wait, what?
I was trying to see.
We lost the host on that one, y'all.
It's a whole analogy. But like, okay, so
I'm never mind.
Okay, so we just went from gender roles, right? And I feel like the 90-day rule is a total like feminine thing to enforce. So how would y'all feel if a guy was like, I would be like, oh my gosh, you're trying to control me and my sexuality, like my feelings. I would be so pissed off if I'm like trying to live within like some manufactured rules you trying to place on me and not go with. How would y'all feel? Like, what?
I would appreciate it. I wish men had more standards. Men don't have any standards with their thing.
Standards.
Like, it's like if a man has standards, that's rare. Like, wow, you actually care about yourself, your health. Like, you respect yourself enough to wait, or maybe you actually want something serious, so you're not looking to rest. I could go longer than 90 days. So
Shayna and Stacy, I had a friend. She waited 90. She told this guy she was doing a 90-day rule, and he said, "I'm not spending money on you for the first 90 days." In
well, bye.
And what did she do? That's
fair.
That's fair. And how did she respond to him? How did she respond?
She said okay, like she was okay with that, but it kind of like threw everything off. He was saying, I feel like he was saying it to be petty and didn't expect her to do it, but he didn't make it the whole time. Plot twist. But what do y'all think about that? Like,
no, boo, don't ever say nothing like that.
You can't court me because you didn't get none, so you're only taking you're courting me only for that.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Some men do that.
So the false equivalency is money.
False equivalence, like that's crazy to me. Ooh, like I wish a dude would.
Yeah.
Tequila, would you say? You were saying it was fair.
I do. I think that's fair because you want him to go above and beyond for you, and you gonna make him wait 90 days?
Above and beyond?
Yeah.
Going at the E is above and beyond.
Damn! Wow! Like what?
It don't necessarily. No, when some dudes playing, like they'll take you on trips, they'll do this and this and this. Like dudes do other things besides take you out to eat.
I remember, this is the thing. This is why I always bring up being an 80s baby, because first of all of this chase for the cat, a lot of dudes have lost the art of foreplay because you're trying to beat so quick. Like I remember growing up and men couldn't do that. Their whole thing was to show me they were capable of being a good man, which did include, you know, it doesn't have to be courtship, because I get courtship, dating, I get all the titles and whatever, but I'm just saying the way he was showing up, he wanted to show up in a manner that showed me he was safe and worthwhile, and that it'd be a good idea for me to give myself over. Giving myself over was like, it was something to be won. I don't know why, you know, now we're all just throwing it whatever, men and women the same, and we can all have the same sexual appetite. It's all convoluted, but I just remember when it wasn't like that. And so it's a big deal for me. I mean, it's not a massive deal like over, but I can't be just out there like that. Like, I would never respect a man if he told me, well, I'm not going to pay nothing for you if you don't.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's no.
So,
But I do have a question. What if a man was like, okay, it's been a week, like, let's go on a trip. Like, would y'all feel comfortable? Because you know what he's expecting. I feel like I wouldn't do something like that with someone I'm not at that place with already.
I don't know. I feel like we need to think outside the box and have a little bit more fun. Somebody down in the comments put be free. And that's where I think, in my opinion, we get messed up. There's a lot of freedom and boundaries. Think about how much you can do when you know where the parameters are. If you have a child and they're playing in the backyard and you have a fence, you can let the child go out. Let them go out. They can go by themselves. They can play with toys. Nobody's going to steal them. They're not going to, because they're in the fence. You can go nuts. There's freedom in boundaries. Being free doesn't mean do whatever. That's just to me. So there's a lot of things that can be done and a lot of fun to be had that, I mean, just, I don't know. People put a little bit too much pressure on that for me. It's just a lot for no reason.
Y'all know I'm like Stacey. I say stuff to be provocative and just to get a rise out of people. So that's why I was like, yeah, but I agree and then I don't agree, but I tend to say stuff just to get a reaction out of people too. So
Is this 90-day rule for dating or is it for relationships?
For dating.
So this is my thing.
If you're already in a relationship, it's a little bit the dynamics are different. You know what I mean?
I know you better not in a relationship unless it's
okay. So
or something.
I asked that to ask. What if he's like, okay, I'm not having sex with you for 90 days, but I'm gonna date other people? Is that's
okay? A good question. So does the 90-day rule only apply to you? And since we're dating, it doesn't apply to anybody else.
But the thing is in dating, that's what dating is. It's collecting data. And when you're dating, you should always assume that the other person is still dating other people, unless you have that conversation where you have told each other you're dating exclusively. So it's up to you to decide what you're trying to do. Like, you have to think he might be dating other people, but you still willing to smash 32 days. You know what I'm saying? In 63 days, like, you gonna be good with it. You know,
that's like my additional question. Like, okay, is that something that y'all would be comfortable with if, you know, you are dating and you're saying I'm waiting the 90 days, or Jamie in particular, because you said you're open to doing that. How would you feel if the other person was like, okay, but I'm openly dating, so just because I'm waiting 90 days for you doesn't mean I'm waiting for anybody else?
That's your rule, not his. And that's his
rule,
not yours.
And you can't be mad about it.
I don't.
You can. That's why I'm asking, because you can't be mad about it.
There's because let a man hit me with the 90-day rule, and I'm gonna be minding my other business.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, he could be dating you. He could be really feeling you, but because he needs some maintenance on the 62 day, he might smash somebody else. And guess what? Find out that thing ain't banging over there. And he like, you know what? I done did this over here with her. You know what? Let me really see what she's about. So maybe that's my thing to tell myself, maybe I need to wait for her. Like, you just don't know. That's him collecting data. And vice versa for you too. You know what I'm saying? You might have, you know what I'm saying, did this over here with Greg and them, and then you realize Greg and them wasn't, you know, and then Mike over here taking you out on dates and he courting you and he like still waiting his 90 days. You see what I'm saying? But you done let Greg and them smash. So it's like it kind of goes both ways. So it's like for real, you gotta do what you gotta do, because unless you tell me we're exclusively dating, I'm not gonna think otherwise. I'm not going to think I'm the only one you dating. Even if you tell me I'm the only one you dating for real, I'm probably still not going to believe you.
And Sabrina, I'm just going to say this for statistic purposes. Like, when I was doing the research prior to us talking tonight, I want to say it was upwards of 40% maybe of people who did smash on the first date, that it did result in a
that it did what?
It ended up in a relationship. I remember her saying that stat earlier, that people who smashed on the first date, a lot of them actually got married. And that's why I shared, I believe that, because the only time I've been engaged, we smashed on the first date. Like we were just inseparable. It just is what it is. So I
How
completely
long does a relationship
understand.
last is my question. Like
I
even
know people that did it the first night, smash, and they still married to this day. And it's
Somebody in the comments said that.
so like that's why I say to myself, it's like I think I base my statistics and I base my thought process on what have I been exposed to, the people that I've talked to in my life, what I have seen, not what, you know what I'm saying? Like
Correct.
other people say this is how it should be, and this is what the Bible says, and this is what, you know what I'm saying? I go by like, dang, well, they made like maybe it's really possible, you know, like I mean, I just don't know. I just feel like go ahead, Stacey.
Sorry about that. I just reached 90 days today and it just interrupted our podcast. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb, but they've mastered the ring back.
90 days. You just reached 90 days or what?
I was
The
about to say,
cookies? We talking about the cookies?
tomorrow. You smashing tomorrow tonight?
Yeah, I'm playing so hard, but y'all like being
We were like,
y'all being so. I said, I said, I'm so sorry. I was interrupted. I just reached 90 days. And he mastered the ring back. You know, like if you have your phone on Do Not Disturb. Well, for the iPhone users, if you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, if someone calls you like multiple times, it'll like do a breakthrough and interrupt whatever you're doing. Okay, never mind. The chat got it. The chat got it. Y'all slow as hell. Y'all need to wait 150 days. F that. Y'all can't. Y'all missing hints and shit. Y'all need to wait 365 days on your next date. Bye.
I'm about to say, so you gonna be busy at midnight? I'm confused.
whoa. I got what you were saying.
Remember,
It's like
Jamie and Tequila and I, we're on a whole different time zone from y'all. So we're still before midnight over here, darling. It doesn't count as a jump off if it's before 12.
Oh, honey, it could be day 13, and then it don't have to be considered a jump off. Like I said, everybody
I missed it. Somebody called and interrupted.
Y'all know I be playing so
she
much.
was
Y'all
trying to say.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So that's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, my 90-dayer just called.
Right.
We got it.
Y'all, oh my God. Y'all are gonna have to, y'all need to wait 180 days. Y'all, Chad, help me because they slow as hell.
I know I have a lot of slow moments. You're gonna have to tell it to me before I get it.
I'm about to say I'm old. Maybe that's it.
First of all, Miss Marine over there, she over there real distant from her phone. And she said, I been got it 30 minutes ago. Why are we still laughing?
You talking about me? Oh, I was still trying to worry about the cookies and butterflies because I didn't get that one either.
I hate that I got a visual. Like I hate that I got it visually. That's just not what I wanted tonight.
Oh
You know when like your coochie be jumping and it feels like it's like butterflies.
Yeah. Okay. I'm caught up. My bad.
Wait, so would anybody be willing to wait till marriage?
Who? I told you
not
already.
that
I wasn't dying a virgin. I have 3 kids, born in wedlock. They were born when I'm married. But let me say something. What I'm gonna do with it now?
I did the whole Christian thing and religion and you know, and I'm not with it. I'm still, regardless, even being open to trying the 90 days. And like I said, even if that doesn't work, we'll see. But I'm just willing to wait a little bit. But even that, I know that I'm not going to wait until marriage.
A lot of people want to test drive the car before they buy it nowadays.
And I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I marry another stranger at the altar, it ain't happening.
So,
Right.
I'm married to a stranger.
Oh my gosh. She's like, what did I get myself? How just real quick. Oh my God. I hate that I'm even doing this, but you brought it up. Like, Alexis. I'm sorry.
Me side eye.
Like, because in real life, you know I love you. You literally married someone sight unseen. You walked to the altar. You had no idea that you were about to. This is the man you're about to marry.
It's a lifestyle, Sabrina. I've done crazier things. Trust me.
Yeah, I would totally do it. I
What?
would be down for that.
Like, that was a Tuesday.
Sometimes
for
you
me.
gotta shake stuff up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alex,
I'm gonna live this life, baby. I'm gonna
There
live
you
this
go.
life.
where you at, Alexis? Me and Jamie about
In
to
Atlanta.
come. Oh damn, no, we not.
Wait, where are you?
In Atlanta.
You know,
Okay.
I was like, we're about to come. No, we not.
We can,
I didn't know you were in Atlanta.
we can slide through for a second. No, just a second. Just for her.
I just feel like Atlanta.
Oh, Alexis is good.
I feel like every time I try to slide through Atlanta, somebody done see me, and then somebody is texting me like, "You in Atlanta?" Well, like I can't do Atlanta. They be knowing everybody. Somebody knows everybody there, and it's impossible to slide through.
Look, I told my boy in Atlanta, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go. We only went out one time. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go out with her. He was like, oh, Stacy. Da, 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 da. I was like, yep.
I saw her
That's
last
her.
weekend in Atlanta.
That's funny.
So
We be
real,
outside.
so real quick, because I know a lot of people get the introduction, they don't get the introduction, and they don't get the extradition. Just because we're talking about it now, Nichelle. So Alexis, I don't know if you guys watch. What is Married? Is it on Netflix?
It's on
Yeah.
Hulu, Lifetime. It's not on
Okay.
Netflix yet. It'll be on Netflix in like a couple months.
Okay.
Wait, but
so-
Alexis, one of the Married at First Sight guys, the Houston Fire Department firefighter, he works at the fire station across the street from my house.
Oh wow,
He's-
I know what you're talking about.
He's very fine. Gil.
What's his girl? Listen, I said, oh my gosh. So, what? Like a colleague of mine is a volunteer firefighter as well. So he was like, you don't know, son. I was like, how am I supposed to know? He was like telling me about. So I was like, look, I saw one of the firefighters washing that thing, the EMT truck and the fire truck. Who is he? And he was like, you know him. I was like, I don't know him, but you know him, Alexis.
Not in real life.
You don't have to know him in real
a
life, but
whole
you know.
That was a
I
whole
know,
different
but you-
season.
But we be knowing people. Well,
I was great. Say, think
let
about
me
how
stop
many
lying.
people. Think about
What
how
he
many
look
people
like?
we don't know on Ready to Love.
I feel like he's handsome and
He's like, is he like Dominican or Spanish? I mean, he's Afro Latina.
he's
Yeah.
brown.
Oh,
He's
okay.
very brown.
He's brown, but
That's Gil.
he looks strong. He looks like he'll carry the 200 bags.
That's what I said. I said,
Alexis.
who that strong firefighter over there looking like he about to lift up that EMT? He said, girl, you know him. I said, I don't know him.
Oh my
About
God.
to set something on fire.
So
playing with
everybody, Alexis was on
I'm
Married
going to
at
play with
First
matches right now.
So Alexis was on Married at First Sight, everybody. That's why we was talking about it. She was on Married. It's a reality TV show. Y'all gotta watch it. It's amazing. I fell in love with her and I've been attached to her ever since. So that's where y'all saw Alexis at. And that's why we was talking about it.
Oh my bad, I forgot to say that part.
I think you did.
No, she didn't. She
Can I
didn't
ask
say it.
Did you ask us this week? Oh look, I forgot already.
I don't know
It's
why.
been like 4 hours.
We about to get off. All right, guys. We got to wrap it up. I gotta go to sleep anyway. We about to wrap it up. I'm on fumes
I
right
had a
now.
glass of Hennessy before I got on here, so it definitely
Ooh.
kicked
Ooh.
You look real relaxed, girl.
in. I'm
That's why she
very
was so
relaxed.
quiet today.
You said what, Shayna?
I said that's why you were so quiet today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drink again before the live.
Alexa, I need to clear it up. I need you to go read the comment I posted in the chat. Because SJ tried to say, I want you to put me on, but no.
Well, how short was he?
I
He's
think
not
he's like,
short. He like 6'2", 6'3", something.
Is he?
Stacey?
Because I was on the street, so he looked as short as me, like maybe even 5'7". Like I'm 5'3", so by men's standards, that's like 5'9".
Well, this man, the no name guy, is saying he wants to marry you. So just wrap it up with Gil and go to this random man with no profile picture down here.
That part.
It was
you don't
never
know he's a winner.
wait, Alexis, it was never unwrapped with Gil. He's a package. Jamie, you want me to go past by the fire station tomorrow, girl?
Maybe so. Let me know, because I'm not.
I'm gonna make a fire with rocks. Be standing there in front of the fire station like this.
I'll come through. I'll help you.
Well, I haven't seen you in so long. Like we need a date.
Yeah, I can't. It has been a long time.
I'm trying to
Isn't that
think.
insane?
Since August, yeah. I'm trying to think of what's
Was
going
it
on.
August?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And I invited you to my birthday stuff, but you was playing.
No, you didn't. I never got a message about your birthday stuff.
Oh, I absolutely. That's for another conversation.
I didn't. You said you was gonna let me know, and then I
was wondering why. Because I sent it. I was wondering why. Okay, you didn't get it.
I didn't.
Okay.
Even if I can't make something, I'll respond. I didn't get it.
I know. That's why I said, girl.
Okay, all right. I love y'all. Okay, I love y'all. Okay, we about to wrap it up. Tonight was a great show. I love being with my queens. I promise you, I do. We have so much fun here. Thank you so much for joining me. I know the chat was on fire tonight. Shout out to you guys because y'all made this even more better than it was and it ever could have been. Tonight was a great chat. I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you click that thumbs up on my channel, on Jamie's channel, on Alexis's channel, on Shayna's channel. If y'all are watching, please make sure you click the thumbs up on their channels before you go. We always do an introduction, and I call it an extroduction, where everybody pretty much says, especially if you missed it in the beginning, who they are, where you have probably seen their face on TV or on YouTube. If you have any websites, any Instagrams, or anything that you would like the people to know where they could support you and follow you, please state that. We're going to go ahead and start with Tequila.
Hi, guys. I am Tequila. I was on Ready to Love Dallas Season 8. You can find me on all social handles at _Tequila.
Shayna.
Hi, I'm Shayna. I'm a YouTuber, so definitely subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. It's Shayna_MCD. If you like, follow me on Instagram. It's the same name.
And what do you do on YouTube, Shayna? What kind of content do you create?
I review shows, mostly reality, some scripted. Definitely doing shows like Ready to Love, like Married at First Sight. So if you're into reviews, recaps, definitely come on over.
Sounds good. Thank you. Stacey B.
I was really praying that y'all didn't read my lips when I just told my kids I was gonna whoop their ass because they were.
We didn't, Stacey. Where can they find you on social media?
I don't even know. On your links.
So if you all want to follow Stacey B on Instagram, you can just look at her name at _BEEE because she got 3 E's. Yes, and she was on
Ready to Love Houston, and these kids, y'all, Lord Jesus, they keep saying, "Mom, muted," like they're
Alexis. Stacey on mute. Alexis, you on mute, baby girl. Alexis, please.
Oh, my name's Alexis. I was on Married at First Sight season 15. You can watch it on Hulu or Lifetime app. You can find me at Alexis Grace W, spelled right here. Oh, right below me. On Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Perfect.
All right, y'all. I'm Jamie Alexander. You can find me on YouTube at Jamie Alexander or on my Instagram at Jamie Alexander. Please make sure you spell it correctly, JAIMI. And really, I like to talk about all kinds of things, and I like to have fun and whatever. But I try to bring good flavor, good vibes, learning, growing, something of merit when I can. And I'm also a life coach. Sassy Method is a method that I created myself. It is a very transformative program. So you can find me at Sassy Method on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes, and let the people know you have absolutely gone viral with over 1 million views.
Yes, I've gone viral with, I think it's 1.7 million. And then a couple of weeks ago, I hit like 300 something thousand. When I act a fool, y'all love it when I'm just being weird and silly and whatever. So that gets the most views. So I'm here for it. It's fun. I'm gonna keep acting up just for you and for me.
That part. All right, guys. Make sure you click that thumbs up, and we will see you here tomorrow night with the exact same questions for the Kings panel. Same time, 8:30 tomorrow. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.